It's time for me to finally do something about my bookshelves. Like, I have been wanting to update my bookshelves for a while, but I haven't done it, and I feel like this is the video where I just need to finally just get it done. This bookshelf is pretty much fine. We actually turned this closet, like the entryway closet, into a bookshelf, and it's pretty much fine. We ended up having someone do it for us, and I love how it turned out, but I have some books that I need to put away from the last time I went to the bookstore. I have not put them away because there just really isn't a ton of space on some of the areas, so I might need to put them somewhere else. But I feel like maybe if I move books around, like you can see there's some space here and some space here, then maybe I can fit them in and maybe move like some of these colorful ones up into other areas. I like it to be color coded because I feel like it's just easier for me to find books, because I'm like very much a visual person. Like, I remember things based on like what I saw. My Instacart order just got here, so I'm going to show you guys some of the groceries that I picked up. But I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's literally pouring rain, like just absolutely pouring. It's a very cozy day, so I think while I work on my bookshelves and stuff, I might actually turn on my record player and like give it a very like, I don't know, cozy, homey vibe, like get in the house and like that feeling, and like light some candles and stuff. I love doing that whenever it's rainy like today. This bookshelf over here is pretty good. It's the one that you see when you come in. I like this one and how it's organized. This one could definitely be organized better. I keep my like TBR for the month up here, and like as I read the books they get smaller, but as I get interested in other books I add them in. So like I added in The Vanishing Half because I want to read that one, Many Lives of Mama Love, Annie Bot, like books that weren't on my TBR before. I added them in, and then there's still some that were like, you know, in my TBR for the month. But then I have like the books that I finished, and I have the books that I want to read, and then more books that I finished down here. So this one's a little chaotic, but honestly, I just don't know if I can do anything with this one today, maybe in another video. The bookshelf I want to fix the most is this one. It's like a tall bookshelf, as you guys can see, but it is not color coordinated like at all anymore. Like you can see these are like light pink, and then this is like a tan color, and there's another tan, and then like a pink, and then we're down here to the yellow and orange, and then more orange down here and yellow. It's just like not organized how I want it to be. So I kind of want to organize this just a little bit better than it is right now. This is the one that I want to focus on in this video, and then I might do another video with another bookshelf. I just don't want to get like too overwhelmed. Keep all of my records in here, and I genuinely don't know how people get rid of like their dog's toys when their dogs pass. Like Bane passed in May, and I genuinely don't know if I'll ever get rid of his toy bin. It's just like so sad to think about getting rid of it. So it just stays right there, but I keep all my records in here. I listened to this Zach Bryan record last, so I'm gonna put that one away, and then this is the one that I think that I'm going to listen to next because I love her music. It's so good. She's one of my favorite artists. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I have to like reward myself whenever I finish anything with like a little gift to myself. And it doesn't even have to be like anything huge, but like I like to do like the fun stuff last and like the hard stuff first. I just think that it's easier for me to like finish things that I don't really want to do. And for me, like I do not want to organize that bookshelf, but I have told myself like if I don't want to do something, to do it in like small doses. So instead of being like, I'm going to organize like all my bookshelves today, I'm going to organize one bookshelf, and that's all we're going to do today. And I think that that is like feasible, because otherwise I'm going to have books all over the floor, and then I'm going to get overwhelmed, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like when you're younger and you have like a room full of stuff that you need to clean up, and you just try to do it all at once. So you push it to the middle of the floor, and then you're like, oh my God, like I have so much stuff to do at one time. For me, it really helps to do things in like small doses. So today I'm gonna do the tall, skinny bookshelf, and then probably get to the other ones at some point. Maybe I'll put away the new books that I have that are just like sitting in front of the big shelf. But this is the record that I obviously just put away. I'm going to listen to Lizzie's album. I love this album, and it's perfect for a cozy rainy day like today. But we do have a little box that I want to unbox with you guys, but I'm not going to unbox this box of books until we finish with the bookshelves, because I feel like a book haul will just be like a nice little reward. And I've actually been waiting for this book haul for months. I actually had to check to make sure that it was actually coming in, but these are special edition books. They were pricey, like probably the most expensive books I probably ever have bought, except for another special edition like box that's coming in. I still think I have a few months for that, but I'm really excited for these books. So I definitely want to share these with you guys, but I'm gonna just wait. I do want to share with you a book that I shared in a few vlogs back. It's called 150 Bookstores You Need to Visit Before You Die. And this is a book that I shared in a previous vlog, and one of you guys was asking about the title of this book, and it has 150 of the most remarkable bookstores in the world, each having a unique story to tell, and they're like literally all over the world. So I want to check off some of the books or some of the places that I've been to. Like I've been to the Strand in Chicago, or not Chicago, in New York City. So that's one of the ones that I want to check off of this little list. And there's tons of other ones in here that I've been to, just like all over the world. I bet Powell's Bookstore is in here, so I want to like check that off. And eventually I want to kind of like go through all of these bookstores. I feel like that would be fun to just like one day visit all 150, and these are all over the world, like China, like there's literally places like everywhere. So this is kind of like a cool book to have. This would be actually a really good Christmas gift to get or to give to a book lover. I feel like I've never really seen anyone have this, and I actually got this for a gift from a friend. So yeah, let's put in this record, then we're gonna go into the kitchen, put away the groceries, and after that we will work on the bookshelf. These are the books that I want to put on the shelf, and then I also have some books that I want to unhaul on the shelf. These are the ones that I got in my last vlog. If you haven't watched that, you definitely should go watch, because all of these books are like not my typical books that I pick up. One of them is a thriller, but most of them are like different vibe. I will say that reading books that have a different genre from what I normally read has made me even more excited for reading. So I really encourage you guys to try reading different books that you wouldn't normally pick up. I feel so like inspired to like read, probably more than ever. And it's literally just because I've been reading books that I would not normally grab. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like my lights are on and it's like giving a cozy vibe in here. But normally by this time I don't have to turn on my inside lights because there's light from outside, but it's like already starting to get dark, which like makes me so sad. And I think I've told you guys that I get like very like I get the seasonal blues, like the seasonal sadness. Like living in the Midwest, it's the only thing that I really struggle with is like seasonally getting sad. And I've tried to do a lot of things to help with that. And one thing that's really helped is like getting outside each day and like reading with my book. I usually read with my Kindle more in the winter because it's dark. So like I'll go outside after work, even when it's like dark, and just like read. Just like being in nature is relaxing to me. But I think now that I have so many more genres to like look through, that's making me not necessarily excited for winter, but feeling a little bit better. Comment below if you guys have any tips on things that you guys do in the winter to make it a little bit better. Again, it's already started getting dark, so I'm just starting to get nervous because I've already had such a tough year, like losing Bane and my mom moving and losing my dad, and like it has just been so tough. And I just am like, how am I gonna get through a winter and get through a fall when like I already have been struggling a lot mentally? So I am excited that I have a lot more books to read because it's putting me into like the mindset of like, okay, you're never gonna not have a book to read. Not that I ever really felt like that was the case, but now it's like, you really don't have a reason to like not be loving the book that you're reading. I also will say I've never DNF'd a book, but you know, I'll never say never, because there may come a time when I will want to DNF a book because now I have even more options for things to read. I just genuinely like am so excited to be able to read more like different types of books. With that though, I feel like I am really honing in on what I don't really care for in this season of life right now in books. And so I have like a little stack of books that I want to unhaul. So I'm going to show you guys these. So the books that I want to unhaul are these right here. I'm going to set them down as I like put this away first. Now that I just am honing in on what I like, I don't really want to have anything on my shelf that I don't really want to read, especially because I have so many books on my TBR. Like my TBR is like literally never ending. I honestly am like, will I ever actually read the books on my TBR? I don't even know. Like, I really don't even know, but I do have so many books that I'm excited about, which just makes me like feel better for the winter season. I still definitely like, comment below if anyone else is feeling like the same feelings. Anytime like the weather changes, like I do get excited for fall, but I just like that looming feeling of like winter is coming is like right there. I also feel like another thing that is definitely making this season a little bit more sad is like I've been thinking about the holidays, and my favorite holiday is actually Christmas. Like I've always loved Christmas, and usually I get like so excited for Christmas to come, but I've just been not really feeling as excited for the new seasons because like, or not the new seasons, that like new holidays to come, because things are so different. Like I think I've told you guys like this last Easter I ended up eating like our Easter meal at McDonald's with my siblings because we had not picked a place to go, because we always go to Mom's and we hadn't picked a place. And so we're like, let's just go there. It's kind of like a last minute thing. Like there was no other restaurants that like we knew of that had like reservations open, because it was super, super last minute. We just like, we're like, we don't have a place to go. So like, let's just like go here. And so now I'm trying to like think in advance of like how I want to have the holidays look. And like, so for Thanksgiving, I texted my oldest sister and I was like, hey, like, are you gonna be in town this year? And she was like, oh no, like I'm not gonna be here, and my niece isn't gonna be here either. So that really leaves like my older brother who's like an hour away, and then my younger sister who's here in town. And that's really just like two siblings that could potentially be in town. Like I don't even know if they're going to be in town, and I don't know if they'd be able to like bring a dish. Like it just is so different, like not having a home base to go to, or like, you know, it just is different. Like this is my house and my home, but Mom's house, there's just something so like cozy and relaxing and nostalgic about your mom's house or your dad's house. So it definitely is going to be different trying to navigate that. And like I was telling Brady, I was like, I definitely could go just like to your side, but like I also want to see my own family. My second oldest sister, she lives in New Orleans, so like she won't be able to come back, but I think she's coming back for Christmas. My mom is coming back for Christmas, so I'm super excited about that. She is just like loves Christmas just as much as I do, so it'll be really nice to not have to like worry about what we're going to do for that. But I think that just the dynamics of things are different. So change can definitely be hard, but I feel like I have to tell myself often that just because something is hard doesn't mean that it's not good. And obviously, like, this year has been super hard, but I do think that there's good things that have come from it. Like, I've gotten so much closer with my siblings than I probably ever have been, especially in the last few years. And really it's because I and they and all of us have just been like so intentional, because you never know when like someone's last moments are gonna be. Like, my dad, his birthday was last week, and like, I did not know that his birthday last year would be the last birthday that I would be spending with him. Like, I had no idea. And so you just never know when someone's last moment's gonna be. You never know when it's gonna be the last person that you text someone or call someone. So we've just been like very intentional about making time for each other and like connecting and stuff, even more so than we were in the past. So I think that that's definitely something that's been good that's come from this year. But let's go through the books that I'm gonna unhaul. I have this little stack right here. I genuinely have like, I don't know, 300 books or something that like are unread on my shelf probably. Like, I don't even know. I did like a video where I was like showing my physical TBR and all the books on my physical TBR. I will link the video if you guys want to go watch it. And I could do a new one if you guys want a new video like that. But I did a video like that a while back and went through every single book that was on my TBR. And I've definitely read some of them, but I've also bought books since then. So it's probably around the same, to be honest. And at that time, it was like 300 plus. So I definitely do not feel any type of way giving books to free libraries, because like, if I just am not going to read it anytime soon, then it can go to another home. So I have The Invisible Life by E. Lynn Harris, and I also have Not a Day Goes By E. Lynn Harris. Not that I don't think I'll never read these books, but I want to start reading some of the like older books like Fly Girl by Omar Tyree. And I have some of those on my shelf, but I feel like I need to catch a vibe, like see if I like that style of writing or similar like 90s vibe type of writing before I really go all in. And those books just like aren't really calling to me. I also have some young adult books on this in this stack. I have House Party by Justin A. Reynolds, and this actually just came out like this year. And I also have Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl by Joya Goffney. I've read 2 books by Joya Goffney. They're cute, but they're definitely YA. This one by Justin A. Reynolds is like, I think, in a bunch of different POVs, and I think the main POV is a guy. I read one book by him and I really enjoyed it, and the main character, the POV, was also a guy. So it was definitely good. It was definitely spicier than any YA book I've probably ever read, but it definitely was giving, like, you know, if a high school boy like wanted to read a book, I feel like it would be probably something that they could relate to, because I feel like sometimes when I read YA, it's like, do the authors know what happens in high school? Like, I mean, do they know? And I know that some high schoolers like aren't like out and about, you know, but some, they definitely are, and they're running around and like doing crazy stuff. So this is literally about a house party. I just haven't been in a YA mood lately, and I don't know if that's even gonna come back, because I've been kind of transitioning to being more interested in like historical fiction or contemporary fiction, and I feel like I could dip my toe in young adult books occasionally, but I just don't see myself gravitating towards that often. Like, the young adult books that I feel like I will reach for are books like this. Like, this is All My Rage by Sabaa Tahir, and this is a book that I think has tons of depth. It also is a book that is like highly acclaimed. I think another book that's young adult is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. This is by Zulfa Katua, and that is another book that I've heard is highly acclaimed, have tons of depth, and I feel like those are the young adult books that I'll like gravitate towards a little bit more than like the coming of age stories. I also have this book, which is a clean romance. It's called The One with the Kiss Cam by Cindy Steele. It's a sweet romantic comedy. I feel like for me, at this point in my life, I do enjoy a tad bit of spice in books, unless I'm reading young adult books. Because in young adult books, I'm like, okay, you are in high school and maybe you have a focus on friendship or something different, and not on the romance. But in like a college romance, like I do want like a little bit of spice, and it doesn't have to be crazy. It can even be like closed door, or it can be like Fade to Black, where like you don't really know what happens, but like you know it happens. You know what I mean? Like, I just want a little bit of something. I do know that this is a clean romance. I don't know how clean, because obviously they are kissing on the cover, but it does say a sweet romantic comedy, and all the reviews I saw said it was like very clean. So for me, I just am like, I don't know, but I've heard it's like, all the reviews for this are great, but I just think for me, I don't know if I will like really resonate with it as much. I also have War D by Freida McFadden. I have so many Freida McFadden books on my TBR that I have not read yet, and I don't think I really want to read this one, at least anytime soon. I've heard good things about it, but I think I've shared in the past how my brother like went to a mental health like hospital and stuff, and my family was definitely very involved in like visiting and all the things, and I feel like this could just be like very triggering. Like I might not want to read this, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like it's not gonna be an enjoyable like fun little thriller. It's just gonna be like, I'm gonna be thinking about that. And then I also have a novel love story, it literally just came out, but I just have not heard the best reviews about this book. And I read The Dead Romantics by this author and thought it was like okay. The writing was fun, but the story wasn't my favorite. And then I read 7 Year Slip by the same author. Didn't really care for the writing style, but the story was like fine. So they were both kind of like mid books for me, and I'm like, I've already read 2 books. I've heard a lot of reviews about this book that people aren't like absolutely obsessed with it. So I feel like, you know, I've read 2 books. I feel like that's enough, and both of them were like mid for me. And then I also have these 2 books. They're actually in a series. These are by Black author. This is Terms of Inheritance and Rules of Association. This is book 1 and 2. I just don't think I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna be so honest. These are thick, like thick. This is 615 pages for a book 2, and this is 429 pages. I see the reviews. The reviews say that this romance is amazing. Personally, for me, romances, when they get past 400, I'm like, okay, where are we going? Like, what's happening? Like, I just am ready to wrap it up. And when you get to 615 pages, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? I just don't know. So those are the books that I am going to give to a little free library. And I always like to give books to free libraries whenever I find books that I want to add to my shelf. And you guys saw the new books that I just put on my shelf from the last vlog. It's time for me to open this package. I have been so excited for this. Like, I genuinely cannot tell you how excited I've been for this. I think mostly because I just didn't know when it was gonna come, and that's kind of like part of the fun, is like the anticipation of it. But these are special edition, and you guys will be so surprised when you see them, because I haven't heard anyone talking about these special edition books. Oh my god! I'm so excited! There's 4 of them. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Guys, okay, while I open these, I'm gonna tell you guys who wrote these books. The author is Brittany Cherry, and this is a series that I've never read before, but I've heard incredible things about, and I actually owned one of the books but never read them, or read it, and I ended up putting, I think, that book into a free library because I knew that I wanted to get these special edition covers. So these I got from the Last Chapter bookstore, so I definitely supported a small business and gave them a lot of money. And these, oh my god, these are beautiful. Guys, oh my god. And on the back it says The Last Chapter for the bookstore. Guys, I have to show you guys these. These are so freaking pretty. These are the stickers for the books. Well, they're not like stickers, but they're like little like card things for each book. And on the back it says like the title of the book, and then there's also a little bookmark too that goes with each one. So pretty. Literally in love with these. Now first we need to talk about how crisp these books are, which this is literally what I love in a book, but I also love when books have white pages. This is the cover. You can see it has like that little, what is that, holographic thing? But it says The Last Chapter Bookshop on the back. And it says, I love your broken pieces because it shows that you've lived. It shows that you're brave enough to give yourself to the world, no matter how hard it can be at times. And this is one of her series that I've heard incredible things about. And this is book 2. You can see it's a Compass series. And then on the back, this one says, all I wanted to do is make you happy, remind you that no matter how bad your heart can hurt, you can find happiness again. You can love yourself enough to find joy in life. You can get back up again after feeling defeated. And this is Western Waves, book 3. And this one says, we don't love for tomorrow, we love for today, for this moment, right here and right now. We love because it's the easiest and scariest thing we could ever do. And the last one is book 4. See a little Hollywood on the front. Love how all these have that little, like, I don't know, shininess on the book, and all of them have the last chapter part on the back. And this says, you don't have to be perfect to be loved by me. That's not how this works. I don't only love you on the good days. I love you on the hard ones too. Be broken, be now, be damaged. Does that say be now? I can't remember. Does that say, oh, be raw? I'm like, be now doesn't really make sense. Be raw, be damaged, and still I'll stay. I literally cannot wait to read these. I've heard such good things about them. Like, all of them I've heard are incredible. So, and these are some of her, like, books that I think are the most, like, highly rated and, like, people are obsessed with. So cannot wait to read these. And I, again, have not seen anyone with these covers. These were literally just by Last Chapter bookstore. They did them as, like, a little collab with her. So I think that these are literally perfect. That's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't normally do, like, little book organization videos or book tours or anything, but if you guys want an in-depth tour with, like, every single book on each bookshelf and why it's organized the way that it is, let me know and I'll give, like, an in-depth book tour. I don't know if I'll do it in the vlog, like a separate video, but just let me know, like, what you guys would want to see. I think that videos like this are fun because I don't do them often, and it's nice to just have, like, a homey, cozy vlog. Like, it's still raining outside, it's still giving cozy vibes, and I don't know, I just feel like that is the best. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.